A man was trying to sleep, but he heard a whisper behind his headboard. The voice was soft and raspy, and it said, "I miss your warmth." He dismissed it, thinking it was just his imagination. But the voice persisted every night, growing louder and more desperate. It began to say, "Let me in, let me in." And then one day the voice stopped. He thought he'd finally gotten rid of it, but then it started again. This time it was sweet and seductive, saying, "I want to feel your touch. I want to feel your love." He couldn't take it anymore. He had to find out what was behind that wall. He called a woman named Sarah to help him. She was an expert in all things paranormal. When she arrived, the whispering had stopped. He told her about the voice, how it had started just a week ago, and how it kept him up at night. Sarah examined the room, the walls, the windows, everything. Then she went into the closet and moved some clothes. Behind them was a small hole in the wall. She put her ear to it and smiled. "I found her," she said. The man was confused. "Who's there?" he asked. Sarah turned around and said, "Whoever it is, she wants to come out, and I'm going to let her." The man was shocked. "Are you crazy? What if it's a ghost or some kind of demon?" But Sarah was already at the hole, making a bigger opening. "It's not a ghost, it's a girl," she said, still making the hole bigger and bigger. "I think she needs our help." The man watched in amazement as a beautiful young woman crawled through the hole. She was only wearing a thin nightgown, and her long hair covered most of her face. But what really caught his attention was the single black feather on her head. The man was stunned. I don't understand," he stammered. The woman looked at him and said, "I'm sorry for keeping quiet for so long, but I didn't want to scare you away. I didn't mean to intrude, but I needed your help." Sarah stepped forward and explained that the woman had been trapped in the wall for over 20 years. "How is that possible?" the man asked. The woman sighed and took off the black feather. "This is my magic feather," she said. "With it, I can turn into a bird and fly wherever I want to go. But I lost it when I was young, and I couldn't control my powers. That's when I got trapped in this house." The woman looked at the man and whispered, "I knew you would save me, bring me back to life." The man was still confused, but he could see that the woman was in pain. "What do we do?" he asked Sarah. "We have to perform a ritual," Sarah replied, "but it's dangerous. If we do it wrong, she could die." The man hesitated, but then he looked at the woman and saw the hope in her eyes. He knew he had to do something, right? He said, "Let's help her." As the full moon rose in the sky, Sarah began the ritual. She used the black feather and a special potion to bring the woman back to life. The man watched as the woman's skin began to glow and her eyes opened. "I'm free," she whispered. The ritual was complete. The woman turned to the man and said, "Thank you for saving me. I owe you my life." She took off her nightgown, revealing a beautiful white dress underneath. "I'd like you to have this," she said, handing him the nightgown. "It's a token of my appreciation." The man blushed and stammered, I don't need anything from you." The woman smiled and then disappeared. The man looked around, but she was gone. He was left alone in the room with the woman's dress and the black feather. The whisper behind the wall had finally been silenced, but its memory would live on forever in the man's heart.